I feel like people have lost the plot for Helldivers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Ooh,
well,
okay.
let me rephrase. I believe that media literacy is
Okay.
dead because
Okay. Yeah.
people
Okay. I see. Okay. I see what you're going. Okay.
people are surprised to find out that you are kind of the bad guys in Helldivers. Like you work for a totalitarian, arguably fascist government, warmongering
Yeah. I
government.
mean,
Like
that's the joke. That's the whole joke. It's the whole Starship Troopers joke. It's the same thing.
some people didn't know they weren't aware of that.
How did they just
Are
like
these the same people that think?
blatantly skip the opening cutscene?
They
Yes.
they don't see it as propaganda. So like apparently like there's this little like backlash where a lot of Helldivers players are finally really realizing that like there's a plot here and that like within the confines of this plot, you are not the good guy.
Oh, it's that is.
It's the "Are we the
Oh, honey,
baddies"
it's
meme.
all propaganda.
And the best part about it
Everything is propaganda.
is the people who were taken in by it. Like the devs have said, like they've made comments in interviews and saying, like, it's to show, like, the dangers of propaganda and blindless loyalty and blind loyalty and everything like that. And so, like, the people who hadn't gotten it, who are just coming to this awareness now, what you're exactly like, you're the example of what they were trying to show here. It's like you fell for the propaganda. You didn't even realize it was propaganda when it was blatantly propaganda.
I
There's an ad that runs on the in-game television network for Eagle Sweat Cologne.
Yeah. 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 Like I said, it's all propaganda.
All propaganda. Media literacy is dead. It's dead.
Is this the same person that will look you dead in the eye and say the Imperium of Man and 40K are the good guys?
Yeah. Now I can't really comment on Warhammer because I never really played Warhammer.
No one is good in Warhammer.
But that has been my
They're
impression.
all
My impression.
douchebags.
Like there's no real good guys in Warhammer.
You have one faction that murder screwed a god into existence.
Wait.
Just
No.
straight out hate orgy a god into existence.
I have heard
None
of
of
a
them
good
are
faction.
the good guys.
I have heard of a good faction. They start with a T.
If you say the Tau,
the Tau?
A Tau. Yeah, the Tau. That is the closest I've heard people say that they're closest to the good guys.
That is the closest that I am aware of, but they are still not necessarily good beings.
Yeah, same people who say the Imperium of Man is all good. I do get like shorts with Warhammer lore and like, oh my god. That lore is insane.
The lore is kind of nuts.
Boy howdy.
Minds of men being trapped in machines for thousands of years.
The dreadnoughts or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're. No, I think you're talking about the they're like the robot skeleton faction, but they were originally flesh and blood, and then.
Oh no, I didn't even know that was a. I didn't even know that was a faction.
Oh yeah.
I was talking about the dreadnoughts and the horrors.
Oh yeah, no, that's not. No, there are still Marines in there, just most of them, not all of them, just parts of them. That dreadnought is a walking coffin. Even in death, they still serve.
It's so weird.
But
it's so strange.
If the Empire Man ever wanted to end chaos, all they need to do is port Doom Guy in.
Yeah, that seems to do it.
You just see Doom Guy running off and jumping into the into a warp gate into a warp, and chaos is no more.
Did you know that's the same guy? The Doom guy is the Doom Slayer. Did you know that?
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
Sure.
That's the same guy. I mean, within the
There,
lore.
there,
Yeah.
there is a I want to say hour or an hour and a half long lore video about the comprehensive backstory of the Doom guy, kind of researched from every Doom game since it was originally released in '93. So it is there is some speculation, there's some creative writing, but it is a wild time, and just it's fun. Like, especially when you get to like the more recent entries where they actually had a fair amount of the story fleshed out. It's just no notes. Perfect setup. I love it. This is great.
He went to go
Speaking
John
of-
Wick
I
hell
what
because
was it? Was
because
it
of
a
his
sky?
rabbit.
Let me see. Yeah, yeah. That was Doom 2, if I remember correctly.
What's the dog in that analogy?
The rabbit.
The rabbit.
Oh my god, there was a rabbit.
Hell killed
Right.
his
Doom
rabbit,
guy had a rabbit.
and
Oh my god, that's right.
Doom Guy took
And in
took
this
that
analogy,
personally.
hell would be the Russian mob.
Oh, this is all right. I forgot all about the rabbit.
Yeah.
I forgot it all
I'm trying to
started with
remember
the
if that was
rabbit.
like a Skyrion video. It was really good. I highly recommend, actually.
Wow. Well, speaking of fun things, welcome to another episode of today's theme. I am your host, Mara. Joining me as always is Asher Dales
Ew.
and Lostronaut.
Oh,
And today the theme is bucket list. What do you want to do before you shuffle off this mortal coil? Not to live in a dreadnought, mind you.
End up in the grim dark future. Sorry, the ultra
Either
grim
of you
dark
say that you
future.
on your bucket list is to end up in a Warhammer future, I'm gonna lose it.
no.
So as far as like a bucket list thing goes, I would want to play the old course in St. Andrews. The golf
Where is
course.
St. Andrews?
Scotland.
Oh. And why is there an old course and a new course?
It's the old course because it's basically the home of golf.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was invented in Scotland. So that isn't that the old course being like one of the originals?
Yeah, it's the course designed by old Tom Morris, and it's the homeland for golf.
Interesting. So it's like one of the oldest golf courses, I guess, in existence.
Yep. There's a couple older ones, but it's generally regarded as the home of golf.
Interesting. So, like, is it an 18-hole course?
It's
or-
an 18-hole course. You can only walk it.
That's not surprising.
Yeah,
It's
I would imagine that would be somewhat protected.
it's closed on, I believe, Sundays, and and then people just like go and like treat the course as like a park.
Really?
Yep. So you can
Well,
find
that's
people out
kinda
there like
cool,
just
actually.
like strolling around the golf course, like dogs running around.
Huh. Then I guess it's not a private club then?
It's public, but you have to line up at like 4 a.m. to get it. See if you can get a tee time.
Is it? So it's essentially first come, first serve.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, so I would want to play St. Andrews the old course at St. Andrews, and I want to play Augusta. Now, Augusta National is a private course. It is ultra private.
And where is that?
Augusta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay.
And
Georgia, the state, not the country,
yeah,
right?
Georgia, the state. It's home of the Masters tournament, which is
Oh, that's right. That is in Georgia.
happening in April. It is one of the most exclusive places you can play. Even pros can't play there without a member. Even if you have won the Masters tournament, you still just can't walk up and be like, hey, I'm a Masters winner. My green jacket is in your closet. They can't still, unless they are a member or have a friend who's a member, they cannot play.
So they don't get a membership with the jacket?
Nope.
That's amazing.
That's kind of crazy. You don't get a membership with the jacket?
Nope.
Like, so basically what you're telling me, like, is if you are a supreme superstar golfer, right? And you win the jacket, you still can't go on the premier course.
Nope.
Your celebrity is still not high enough.
Your cloud is not high. You do not have enough badges to get onto the course.
Wow, like that's not enough. You winning the Masters isn't enough.
Nope.
Come back when you've got more, bitch.
I don't know if Tiger has a membership or not, but even Tiger can't just be like, I want to play. If he doesn't have a membership.
That is wild. I wonder who, like, so then who has membership? I mean, I guess the elite, the billionaires of the world.
Mm-hmm. The billionaires, it's I don't even know who even has memberships. But yeah, unless you have a membership, or know a member, you can't play.
It's wild. That's so crazy.
You can't even film there. Like when you go to the Masters, they take your phone.
Where they put in like that little like magnet case?
I don't know if they put in a magnet case, but they don't allow phones on the course.
Wow. I wonder what membership fees go for.
I've heard millions.
It would have to be, right?
Yeah.
So then at that point, so like they are literally turning away millions of dollars, being like, no, I'm sorry, PGA Tour winner. You need to go do some more stuff.
Well, I'm sure they can apply and pay the membership dues and whatnot, but that's the thing.
Yeah. They still have to be accepted.
They still
have to be celebrity enough to get in there.
Right.
And like they
Isn't that
will
the sort of thing that like someone has to like recommend you or something.
Probably, and they Augusta will invite people in to do stuff. Like oddly enough, Bryson DeChambeau and Dude Perfect did a promo for the Masters a couple years ago, where they played all sports on Augusta.
Who the hell is Dude Perfect, and why does that sound so familiar?
They're the trick shot guys.
They're yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you win a green jacket, you only win one, even if you're a multiple Masters winner. You only win one green jacket. You're muted, I think.
I'm not.
Okay.
No.
But yeah, you only win one green jacket, so it's one green jacket, and it's kept at Augusta. You cannot take the jacket.
And you also can't play the. So what? Wait. So, what is the point of winning the green jacket then?
Because
prestige.
It's the prestige of it,
and probably the check that comes along with it too. But the prestige.
Yep. It's one of the four majors.
That is like That is like winning the Stanley Cup and then saying, "All right, well, we're taking the cup back."
Well, they take the cup back
You're
at
not
the
gonna.
end of the year.
They do.
Yeah.
You don't keep the cup.
You don't keep the cup. It's you have rented the cup
Oh,
for a year by winning the Stanley Cup.
Are you
mhm.
about to tell me that this is true with every major sports award?
I don't know about every major sports award, but the Lord Stanley's Cup it's a rental. You rent it by winning the cup.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Lord's
yeah, you
Lord
get
Stanley Cup
yeah.
Yeah, it's what is referred to as in hockey with us hockey fans, Lord Stanley's Cup.
is. Was there a Lord Stanley?
I don't know.
Okay, so the cup has lordship. Then I see. Okay.
And it's changed
I
over the
want to
years
know
to add more
how many
teams.
times.
How many times?
Yeah,
What?
I was gonna say it has to add like tiers to it, right? Like because like they've had to add more and more to the base because they just keep adding
Yeah, they keep
plaques
adding.
on it. I guess.
Yeah, because I think they get the names engraved, the team engraved into it.
Yeah, I want to know how many times some form of drink has been chugged out of that.
Oh, it it goes on a week long bender after it is won.
Ah,
It's ended up in pools. Yeah, if you ever,
Amazing that they still keep it in such good shape.
yeah,
S- Just so
I'm
then the
sure Lord
World
Stanley
Series
left a
count?
fund.
the World Series. I believe no, you get that trophy.
You get that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
you get the trophy. I think you rent Babe Ruth's bones for like a week, is what it is.
I think you
You
get.
get the weekend of Bernie Babe Ruth.
uh,
He goes out and parties with you.
and I think you get a Lombardi,
What's a Lombardi?
uh, Super Bowl,
Oh, okay.
Super Bowl trophy.
Oh, but you get a ring though for Super Bowl.
Well, you get a ring for like
I think you
all
get
the four
yeah.
majors, but you have to pay for your own ring. They don't give you a ring. You have to buy it.
I wait. I saw TikTok about this. Apparently they give like the first 25 rings are free. And then after that you gotta buy it.
Yeah, I was always under the impression that like they have the design for it, but you have to buy the ring if you want a
It's
ring.
kind of like what was it like a class ring or something. It's like you just got graduating, you don't just get a ring. Like
Oh, I wish I knew where my class ring was.
Mine's sitting in a box in one of my drawers.
Honestly, I probably pawned it.
Um, yeah, there's the master. I want to play Tobacco Road at some point. So
What the hell is Tobacco Road?
it is a golf course. Where is it? I forget what state it's in.
If whatever you say next
Um,
isn't that it's a golf course built alongside a road that they smuggled tobacco on,
it's in um, North Carolina.
is it built along a tobacco trade route?
Where I forget the history. History. Why is it called? It was an old tobacco farm, I believe. Yeah, that's why it's called Tobacco Road. It
How
was,
could I have guessed?
and it has one of the most devastating holes I've ever seen. Where if you miss it towards the front of the green by even like an inch, you are 100 yards away again.
What is it like on a hill?
It's basically on a cliff.
that sounds terrible and like puckeringly bad. So
but I want to
Oh
play it.
God, the lost. Get us out of this. Get us out of this golf hole. Get us out of this hole.
No. Do you want one of mine?
Give me a bucket list item because I'm talking about
Uh,
golf courses all the whole episode.
oh, okay. So like mine's real goddamn simple. I like amusement parks. I like the rides. I like roller coasters and shit. Um, I was never able to make it to like a Disney park, and like it's just I wanna hit one of Disney parks and preferably hit one of the Star Wars the Galaxy Edge things.
Oh, so you've never been to Disney World?
No,
I've only been once when I was a kid.
Yeah, I was there as a
I was
kid.
11.
Well, I was there. I was there with the parents and the grandparents who were doing the let's take the kid who's too young to remember this.
so
You,
those trips are excuses for adults to go. Let's be honest. Like
yeah.
if you, when
Like
you're when you're when you're carting like a 6-month old and a 2-year old around, like they are not going to remember any of that. You know that.
I
I
I
have a
just
couple. I have a couple. I have a couple memories, but not many.
I remember Busch Gardens and Six Flags more than Disney. I would not want to go and patron Disney in today's climate, though.
I would go to Disney World. I would love to go to Disney World.
I'd want to go to Galaxy's Edge, but I don't know if I want to go to a Disney park. It just doesn't seem worth it.
I mean that's honestly that's where it is, and there's probably a few other. In fact, I know there's probably a couple other things that I would want to do while I was there. And in some cases, just like for nostalgia's sake, essentially, like there are a couple of rides that I know existed at one point that don't exist anymore. I'm like, oh, that sucks. I really would have liked to like there's a bucket list thing that I have very similar, but I'm never going to be able to experience it because it doesn't exist anymore. It was like a Star Trek experience in Vegas, but I don't think it lived past like the early 2000s or late 90s.
Oh, I
So I
actually
found
I
out
feel
about it
like
like
maybe
like 15, 20 years after it stopped existing.
I hate that. I hate that. I
It's like, oh,
huh.
there's what? There's what? You're telling me there's this thing? And oh, the next time oh no, it isn't, and it's never been there in the existence of the time that I've been able to get to that place. Okay, great, thanks.
Oh, let me
Screw
ask you
me, I
this.
guess.
If you went to Disney, would you also want to go to Universal because they're opening Super Mario World and Donkey Kong Land, Donkey Kong Island?
I didn't know about that, and I don't know anything about Universal. So there are probably rides and experiences I would like, but I know nothing about them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What kind of coasters are we
Like,
talking about here? Like, do you like the mega coasters?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like pretty much any coaster. I mean, even some of the rickety old like wooden ones, some of the smaller parks are a lot of fun in a very I'm worried about either this thing crumbling down or getting tetanus sort of way, but
Oh,
still,
like
sounds fun.
The comet at Hershey Park.
Yeah. I think I've been on that one actually. It's but I mean, if you've got kidney stones, no, you won't.
What?
Oh yeah, no. Apparently, one of the big the Matterhorn, I think they rebranded it at one of the Disney parks, but that has been known for years as if you've got kidney stones, apparently that will pass them.
That is horrifying.
I
That's
know, right? That just sounds like a bad time, but I mean, I guess if you need it done bad enough. Who's the first person that figured that out and said something to someone?
Could you imagine your doctor sitting you down and writing you a prescription for the Matador or for the like what?
Matterhorn?
Matterhorn, whatever the fuck it's called.
Whatever. Yeah, I think they rebranded it. I want to say. I just don't know. I don't know what the name is of it now.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but the handful of times I've ever been in a proximity to either of those parks, it was not possible. And that was only the last couple of years.
It's so crowded now. It From what I've been hearing about it, it's just unless like you like know somebody down there who knows like the lull times in the parks, you're just like you're spending 4 hours standing in line for a ride, unless you pay, and like the Genie Pass doesn't even do anything for you anymore.
No, apparently they do it like by ride now. Like now you like make an appointment. You set an appointment for a time to ride, and then you just show up at your appointment time and boom.
I don't know.
That is a
Yeah,
paid
I
service.
have no clue.
The only
That's
the
fine.
only thing
I figured I'd pay for the Fast Pass or whatever service they have. I mean, that's just at this point that's just gonna be part of the admission fee technically.
yeah,
For
because Disney is one of those things where like if you're gonna go, because like you're already gonna be sinking a shit ton of money in there. So if you're already in for a penny, you're in for a pound. Like
like
so, like yeah, if I could
I mean,
fast pass, go right
unless you
ahead.
live local enough that it doesn't matter. It's just
not even including travel, it's like thousands of dollars to go to the park.
I know. I know, like that's not even including travel or lodging. I would love to go back. I would love Galaxy's Edge.
Now, if I recall, you can get day passes.
Yeah, you can get day passes. I
Yeah.
remember when my family went, we stayed because we didn't stay on the park. We stayed in some hotel in I think it was maybe near Jacksonville or something. I remember us visiting my aunt and uncle who lived in Jacksonville at the time. So I think we stayed, but that's what we did. Like we got like week passes for the park, and then like we didn't stay on the resort.
Jacksonville is nowhere near Disney.
Okay, well maybe they came from Jacksonville. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they must have come from Jacksonville
Jacksonville to
to spend
Orlando
time
is
with
like
us.
4 or 5 hours.
Whatever. Whatever. I was like 11. What do you want from me?
Detailed accuracy is what I want.
I can't give you that.
Yeah, she was in the back of the car with her Game Boy playing
Looking-
Pokemon or something.
Looking backwards out of the death row of the station wagon.
No, our family was never that big. We never needed a station wagon. It was always a 4-door sedan. We never had a station wagon with the wood paneling on the side.
And the two seats of death just staring back at the oncoming traffic that's going to crash into the back of you.
People wonder why our generation, the generation that came after us have anxiety. Look around, man. Look around.
So did you have anything on your bucket list?
Oh, my bucket list? Yeah, I want to this is gonna sound crazy, but like I want to either volunteer or I want to somehow finagle a position where I get to like take care of or like have like an experience with crows for like an hour or maybe a week. Cause I like birds and I love crows. I would also accept ravens, but specifically crows. They're so great. I'd also like to swim with dolphins. What?
Dolphins are kind
What
of
was that?
dolphins are kind of gross.
Why?
They I'll just come out and say it. I'll just bleep it in the edit.
There's so many
They
reasons.
get-
Oh man.
They get pretty rapey.
Yeah, they're kind of That is true.
And
That
they
is
don't
true.
just not just the women and the children, not the adults, but the women and the children too.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Anything
I'm
that is
not
in
going
the
out.
ocean with them, they're like, huh, a hole's a goal.
I mean, they do have sex for pleasure. Um, and they also apparently they also have underwater caves. Um, which that's a thing if you didn't know.
I didn't, and I don't think I needed that.
Yeah, they knock people out
I
and take them
didn't need
underwater.
more info hazards.
Now, because of this, dolphin is also one of the few animals you could make a case for where it's not necessarily wrong to have sex with a dolphin. Because biggest difference.
I'm gonna I'm gonna disagree with you right there. Just 100% disagree with you on that one.
The problem is that the animal can't consent, but the dolphin's kind of consenting.
I mean, if it's offering,
It's literally offering.
I I I I'd like to unsubscribe, please.
they also play
Like,
volleyball with pufferfish.
to get high.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
To get high. Like they're fascinating. You're right. They're a little pervy. Put it lightly. They're a little pervy. But they're
Dolphins are
cool.
college frat guys.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they do have blowhole sex.
I,
Where they do safe yell for the boys and no homo at the end.
I mean, I don't know what that is in dolphin, but maybe. I feel like you're learning a lot about dolphins. This episode lost.
I I knew enough already, and I didn't need some of these things.
One thing that comes up on my feed a lot with dolphins is people explaining why they ride bow waves.
What are bow waves?
So when a ship pushes through the water, it creates basically a
Uh-huh.
wave in front of it, and the dolphins
Oh yeah,
just
yeah, okay.
ride the wave. Like, and there's a lot of shorts out there like, "What? How are the dolphins going along without flapping their flippers?" It's just the pressure wave in front of a ship.
Yeah, they're all sleek. They just it's
It's just a really slow shockwave.
Yeah, it's just the ship pushing the water in front of it, which pushes the dolphin.
yeah. It's probably pretty fun for them because they get
Yeah.
to swim without like really having to do anything.
I mean, they're basically they're doing the same thing as birds are with gliding at that point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they're
It's
just kind of gliding and lightly steering to keep up with the momentum and the keep just ahead enough of the wave to keep keep in it.
a similar premise would be um taking like the what do they call it in racing? The backdraft?
Drafting.
Oh, drafting.
Drafting. Yeah. Same principle, different application because it's instead of like a suction, it's more of a push. But
Shake and bake.
yeah, I think the old shake and bake. Um, oh, I have another thing on my bucket list that does not involve animals. Um, and this sounds so weird for anybody that knows me because one of my biggest fears is heights. But I want to jump out of a plane, and I want to do it like solo. So like I'll do it like in tandem with somebody because like they don't let you do it until
Yeah.
you've had a couple jumps in tandem. But like I wanna do enough jumps where I get to do it solo.
And then after you do a solo plane jump, you do a solo balloon jump or a helicopter jump.
I would do a helicopter. I don't know if I would do a balloon. Something about being in the sky, in a being hoisted by a balloon that is propelled with fire while sitting in a wicker basket. It really just rubs me the wrong way.
But hey, you'll
Like,
have a parachute on, so you can just bail.
Yeah.
it's a good point. That's a
I
good
mean,
point.
you are already planning on bailing.
But
That's a good point.
from what I've heard, since the plane is already going like 120 miles an hour, like there's no real sense of acceleration of jumping out of the plane.
Well,
But
I
if
would
you
imagine you
Really?
decelerate pretty quickly.
no, well, if you nose down, I think the human body's terminal velocity is about 200 miles an hour,
Yeah.
and
Is that really terminal velocity
right around
for
there.
human? Wow. Wow, we can move fast when we're flying or when we're falling.
Yep, gravity's a bitch. But like going from 0 to 120, falling out of a helicopter, it's a completely different thing. I've heard. It's a
Mm.
wildly different sensation.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so a little off. It's not quite 200 miles per hour. It's belly to earth. It's 120 miles per hour. But if you nose down, you can get it up to 180. What? Wow. But yeah, so I guess you're right. I mean, well, wouldn't you feel the sensation of instead of going sideways, you're now going down?
You'll feel the change in direction, but like there's no real change in speed.
I see. I see what you're saying.
So there's no like
Yeah,
feeling of
more of an arc.
acceleration.
Still, I would want to jump.
Yeah,
I want to jump out of the plane.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is the gravity? I feel like would overtake that initial acceleration pretty quickly.
I don't have
I used to
anything
want to.
wild like that.
No, I used to be scuba diving, but then I had this like pedal submarine experience in the Bahamas, and I hyperventilated in this like fish tank. I thought I was gonna die. I was perfectly safe. I was in like 8 feet of water, but
Oh, oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I get that.
but like it was like I don't know. It was not a fun experience. They put me like in this little like Scooty Puff Junior that had like a fishbowl that they would pump oxygen into, and so like I'm like looking through this like plexiglass underwater, pedaling this stupid
Oh,
bike.
oh no! How scratched up was that plexiglass? How much could you
Oh my
actually
god, I couldn't
see?
see shit. I couldn't see a damn thing. So like all I can hear, I can't see anything, and all I can hear is my labored breathing from pedaling this bike, which then gets
And
me
now you're
thinking, oh
focusing
my
on
god.
that.
Now I'm focusing on that. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm in a dome underwater. Like my neck is in water. Like so like I'm pedaling the bike, trying to keep it because I feel like the water's gonna come up over where it's sitting right now. It couldn't unless I slouched in the bike. But then I'm like breathing heavy. So I'm thinking like, oh my God, I'm gonna use up all the oxygen in this stupid little dome. Not understanding that, like, of course they're pumping oxygen into it. Like, obviously.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was not
Completely
fun.
forgot there's a tank on the back of that thing, just constantly feeding a stream
So
of
like
oxygen into that air.
it was not a great experience. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm good with scuba diving. I don't think I want to do that ever
You know, I
again.
think I would prefer to scuba dive versus the Scooty Puff thing because I feel like I have more agency over anything that would be attached to me versus, a janky little half sub with like, I feel like if something goes wrong and the buoyancy goes and you just go, upside down, now you're that air is gone and your head is full of water. No.
It's like it was such a weird experience. And like you're right, honestly, thinking about it, because I decided to do the Scooty Puff Junior because I was a little big, I was kind of being a little puss about getting about actually scuba diving. And then I think I would have preferred scuba diving because oh god, Scooty Puff Jr. was not fun. At least I would have been able to see things. And like we're in the Bahamas, so like the water's crystal clear, but I still couldn't see anything.
And you feel like you're standing outside of like a just a restaurant on the corner of a busy street, and you're just like, oh, what is that? What are they making? Is that lamb?
It was like
Bacon? What
it
is
was like
that?
not even just a busy street. It was like a street in Silent Hill with all the mist and fog. I like couldn't see anything. All I could hear was my own heavy
I mean, with you
breathing.
hyperventilating, I'm sure
Like,
it probably fogged up on the inside pretty bad.
oh, it was such an awful experience. I
Did it
paid money
did it
for
smell
that.
like shaving cream in the dome?
It smelled like something. It smelled like something. I don't know exactly what I would say it smelled like, but it definitely smelled like something.
Sometimes the insides of those domes, if you like coat them in shaving cream and then wipe it off, it'll help with it. It's a sort of an anti-fog mechanism, I think.
Something like that.
Mm. We used to do
Yeah.
that with spit in our paintball goggles.
It never really worked.
It never really worked.
I feel like that's just someone who's playing a prank on you. Oh yeah, no, if you spit in your goggles, they won't fog up. No,
You wipe
like
it,
I.
you wipe it around, But
There's
yeah,
Oh yes, let me just lick the inside of my goggles here.
they do
You're doing
make
these with your own, right? You're not renting these.
they do make goggles that have little exhaust fans in them now.
they do. Yeah, they make all sorts of crazy paintball stuff.
The
I would
o-
like to go paintballing again. That was fun.
yeah, paintball is fun. The only
Paintball is fun.
I blame YouTube Shorts for this, but I do kind of want to go open sea diving with tiger sharks.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Because as long as they aren't hungry, they're just like big old babies.
Sea puppies.
Yeah, they're just sea puppies. And you can flip them.
Now, when you say flip them, you mean like death roll them like a crocodile,
Like
or an alligator?
you if they're coming up to you like pretty strong, but like not like attacking, you like take their head and you push them and you flip them. Yeah, you take their nose, you put your hand on their nose, and you just like redirect them, and like you flip the shark.
Oh, okay, yeah. You can apparently do that with most sharks.
Yeah,
Kind of boop them out of the way.
yeah, because they don't like getting their
Yeah, they're-
noses booped.
Yeah, their snouts are very sensitive.
The only shark that I probably wouldn't boop would be a bull shark, because they're just rage and hate. It's I think like the vast majority of shark attacks are from bull sharks in like fresh water
Okay.
because people don't expect them to be there.
Huh.
Like I think
Are they
they
native to fresh water?
so they can transition between salt and fresh water.
Oh, that's crazy. Fish
They-
that can do that are so crazy.
They've found bull sharks as far as up as like Iowa and the Mississippi.
What?
Yup.
I guess coming from what, the Gulf of Mexico?
Yep. They just swim up the Mississippi.
What kind of salmon ass shit is that?
Because I think they do their births in fresh water. I think.
Really?
Somebody in the comments correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that they do their births in fresh water.
So then the babies would initially breathe fresh water and then at some point move out to the salt water.
Yep. And back and forth.
Wow. That's
That sounds like
that's so
that sounds
crazy.
like being amphibious, but like without the commitment. It's just like, oh, I want to be able to breathe more than just this water. Maybe a different type of water.
So
It's
crazy that like I always find that so interesting because like it's not easy to desalinate water.
no, not at all. It just takes a lot of energy.
Oh, which might explain why they're made out of spite and hatred. They're
Yeah.
probably very hungry all
No,
the time.
so it's not desalination. It's salt osmosis. So the reason why we can't drink salt water is because the salt in the salt water will actually pull water out of our body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it'll
pulling out more
dehydrate
than
us.
more than it's replacing.
Yeah.
So, but that's why you also need salt in your water when you want to rehydrate. So you have the salt in your bloodstream and body, so it actually pulls the water out of the water that you're drinking into your body. It's wild. Biology is
It's so
wild.
weird.
But you can't have too much salt, otherwise it does it in reverse and sucks the water out of your body.
But like
You can
but
have
like
too
fish,
many electrolytes in you.
you can have too much of anything. You have too much water.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
You can drown by drinking too much water.
There's there's a water intoxication, if I remember correctly. Or
There's
if you
like a
drink too
threshold.
much water, yeah.
You drink too much water, then like your body becomes too much water, and then everything just starts to intermingle.
It actually it kind of like it pulls the salt out of your body. The salt
We're
migrates
so
from your
fragile.
body into the water in your gut.
We're so fragile. But like it's crazy that some fish can just go from
Just
breathing from pulling oxygen out of fresh water and then go from pulling oxygen out of salt water. I can't imagine. I'm sure the process with which they what am I trying to say here? It's got to be different. It's got to be a slightly different process with salt water, right?
no, it's I don't think it's really not. It's not the oxygen pulling oxygen out of the salt water versus fresh water. It's literally the salt content. It's acclimating the body to a different salt content.
A
So
different
then,
salinity. Yeah.
but under that theory, then like every fish could eventually, with enough, I don't know, maybe selective breeding or gentle or incremental exposure, can then breathe salt water.
Can you drink? Okay, if
If
you and your ancestors continue to drink salt water, do you think that people will develop the ability to manage salinity in their drinking water internally?
I mean, maybe.
it would have to like kind of like crossbreed with other fish that already could do that. Or like it would have to have a genetic mutation to be able to do that.
But like, I wonder. But that's what I mean. Like, what is because there are freshwater fish, there are saltwater fish, and then there are fish that there are bifish, right?
Salmon are that, but they only do that they do it from spawn to the ocean and then back and then they die.
But like bull sharks don't. So like, what do they have? What is special about their gills that lets them just like,
It's not their gills, it's like the how they can acclimate to a different salinity.
huh?
So I guess the
I wonder if
trigger
that's a
would be
They
through their gills, and then like it just biologically it just hangs out in the brackish water as it's like transitioning.
if anybody knows the science behind this,
Put it down in the
let us
comments.
know. I would love to know that because like I
somehow I don't know that we have a lot of marine biologists that listen to us.
you never know. You never know. And like, hey, I mean, it doesn't even need to be a marine biologist. It could be just someone who plays one on TV. I'd be fine with that.
Someone that stated a holiday in express the other night.
Maybe they just came from the aquarium last weekend. I'll take that too.
Oh, there was a placard about this. Actually, I remember this. I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair enough.
yeah. I, I'm okay with like second grade explanations for these things. It's fine.
Yeah.
Explain it to
Did
me
you know
like I'm
platypuses
Oh,
five.
glow under ultraviolet light?
Yeah.
And we have no idea why
what
they do that.
what happened? What about ultraviolet light? I didn't hear the first part.
Platypuses glow under UV light.
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah. That yeah. That's one of the platypus facts I know.
Platypus are like weirdly cute.
They're like nature's little cute abomination.
And venomous.
They're venomous. They've one of the strongest venoms in the world. It's crazy. And they lay eggs. They lay eggs.
But they're mammals.
But they're mammals. They have bills.
Some rescuers
They're,
named a platypus Perry. So
they're little. They're
Amazing.
little. Fucking. They're little freaks. They're nature's little freaks.
I think it's squirrels. I forget what rodent mammal it is, but there's one. I think it's squirrel. But they glow. Their skeleton glows pink under ultraviolet light.
Why?
I don't know.
So ridiculous.
I need to look that up now. Skeleton glowing pink.
Yeah, it's a squirrel skull.
Squirrel.
Yes.
Yep.
Just the skull?
Some fox squirrels have bones that fluoresce pink under UV light.
Why?
I would imagine it's probably going to be some mineral in their bones.
What does that mineral do for them?
Fluoresces under UV light, obviously.
Yeah, but like there's no biological advantage to having glow in the dark bones. So like why
Are you sure about that?
what name me
How
me
sure
one.
are you about that?
I'm pretty sure. Name me one. We don't know why a platypus's fur glows under UV light, so like there's no biological advantage or reason for that to be happening. So like what is the biological advantage of having pink bones?
I mean, as far as the platypus goes, we can't see in ultraviolet light.
I don't think they can either. I don't think many animals can. Which then begs the question, why? But going back to these bones, why pink bones?
Probably just a byproduct of some random thing. Who knows?
So weird. You're so random, nature. You're so random. Why are you so random? Dinosaurs had feathers. FYI.
Yeah, they had to revise what they think dinosaurs looked like recently, right? Because of some of the new findings.
Yeah.
They have had to revise a lot about dinosaurs in general over the years because
I mean,
early
that's true, 'cause
paleontologists would just mix and match bones to come up with new dinosaurs.
what's this one? I don't know, Stanky Legosaurus.
And they would combine skeletons to make new dinosaurs and be like, look at what I discovered. Give me money.
I mean, in all fairness, it is kind of blind shooting from the hip. Like, it's you're trying to put together a puzzle
Yeah.
and you don't know what the picture is.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, too, some of those early paleontologists were literally just rich people with nothing better to do than go dig up
Dig for bones.
things just dig for bones, and then like a bunch of stuff got, if I remember correctly, there was a bunch of like like frauds and fakes and stuff too, like just like
Yep.
outright just like, oh, look at this mermaid I found, like that sort of level of, oh, I found this T-Rex with like stegosaurus plates and a triceratops horn and just like weird stuff,
You know that
like very sideshow-esque sort of weird stuff.
the Dilophosaurus never had the frills. It was only a thing that they added for the movie in Jurassic Park.
Well, in all
Did it
fairness,
spit
it did make
acid
it look
though?
really cool. Yeah, did it spit acid?
There's
Or,
no indication of that either.
Yeah,
so what you're saying is my entire
let's be
childhood
honest.
is a lie.
Yep.
I don't think Jurassic Park was ever intended to be a scientific movie.
Especially because that Velociraptor, or that, not the Velociraptor, the T-Rex, that T-Rex held a grudge. That T-Rex was moody.
Wasn't that just like an unwritten rule of the whole franchise? Is that at the end of the movie, the T-Rex has to save the day?
Kind of. Because it happens in
I
every
haven't
movie.
seen probably half of those movies. I've seen the original one, and I'm gonna be honest, it's not really one of my favorite movies. Like it's just not.
All
I
right.
just don't enjoy it that much. Like I'm not sure why. Maybe I would enjoy it now more, but it's been a while since I've seen it, and I just not wasn't really my thing. Which is weird because I'm into dinosaurs. Like I like dinosaurs.
Dino DNA.
I think I've seen at least one, maybe two of the sequels once, and then I saw what was the reboot with Chris, the Galaxy
Chris Pratt.
saves Chris, that one. There's so many Chris's now, damn it, and they're all in the
There are a
same
lot of
franchises. Chris Pratt. Anyway, Mario for some reason was there. And I think that's all the Jurassic Park movies I've watched.
That one was called Jurassic World, by the way.
Okay, yeah, that one. I saw that one.
I saw the Jurassic World, and I saw the second one. I did not see the third one. The second one did not.
There was a
impress
second
upon
and a
me.
third one?
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Did they all have Mario's voice actor?
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure Pratt is in all three of them. Yeah.
Yep.
Did
I
you
don't-
just call him Crip Pratt?
I did. I did.
That is there's suddenly a picture in my head and it is hilarious.
Oh, you had to bring up that he was the voice of Mario. I hate that he was the voice of Mario. I
Yep.
hated that.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
I don't know that I want to. Nothing
honestly,
against Chris Pratt. I don't know if I can deal with that.
it was cute. He was by far the worst in the movie. Like by far. Jack Black kills
That's
it as
what you want for the
Koopa.
lead. That's what you want for the lead of your movie. You just phone it in, my guy. We're paying you. Just give us the lines.
I mean, like honestly, like his voice wasn't the worst thing about the movie. But the worst thing about the movie was that it kept on cutting into these real song video montages where like they played, oh god, what was it? It wasn't Walking on Sunshine. What was it? I don't know. They kept on playing like they played Highway to Hell.
No.
Like when they got into like the Donkey Kong Island, and it was like, why are you doing this when like the Mario franchise, like these Nintendo franchises have some of the best music that you could have remixed, remastered, redone.
Done something with, and you pick a song from the 80s that kids watching now aren't going. I mean, unless it's gotten to the point, and I don't put it past anyone, that AC/DC has finally started making it onto like Kids Bop. Just straight out. Angus screaming on a Kids Bop video, audio CD.
Now, I didn't watch the movie, but I could swear that the worst part of the movie is that they split Mario and Luigi at like the very beginning of the movie.
that considering how considering how Chris Pratt was the worst thing about the movie and Charlie Day played Luigi, I was like, can we get back to Luigi? Because like his plot line is way more interesting and he's way more tolerable as Luigi.
Somehow I could see Charlie Day okay, did he do a Luigi? Was he doing a Luigi impression, or was he
Not
like Pratt,
really.
not really doing a Mario, just like playing the character but not doing a voice, for instance?
Yeah. He was playing the character, but not really doing a voice. But also, like, he was basically Charlie from It's Always Sunny, and that character
Which is
talks.
practically Luigi as it is.
It's like he talks like he's from a city, like he has a Philly accent. Like he talks like
Oh
someone who
yeah,
lives
that's
in the city. So like it fits a little bit more than Chris Pratt coming out here and being like just being all Chris Pratt all over the place.
Just being Chris Pratt.
just just Chris Pratting all over the place.
Chris Pratt all
I
over
think I
the
just
place.
Pratt my pants.
That's
Pratting it
really
up.
what kind of bugs me about most celebrity voices is that they only hire them because people know them as the celebrity.
Because they're recognizable. Yeah.
Like they don't
Yeah, just
try to
on that
voice act as anything other than themselves.
to that point, like um Invincible, real quick, because we do have to end the show, but Invincible, that show has like for as popular as it is, and I say that with a grain of salt because like I finished this third season and it was good, but like I'm like, why do I watch this show? Because the animation's not that good. The story's decent. And that's bad. Like outside of a show, like if the animation's not good and the story is just passable. Like why am I watch a show? But they get these giant names for the voice actors. Like they got what's his name?
J. Jonah
From
Jameson.
Nolan. They got J. Jonah Jameson. They got Glenn from Walking Dead.
J.K. Simmons. Yeah.
J.K. Simmons, yeah. They have the lead girl from Grey's Anatomy playing Mark's mother. Like they've all these big names, and like they just got for Conquest a character that was just introduced. They got Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So like they get all these big names, and like the budget of the show is like 22 million, and it's like, well, that's why the animation's garbage.
They spent all the
Because
budget
all
on
of that budget
went to the voice act. Went to the
all going to the voice act.
celebrity voice actors.
And it's not like they're doing anything particularly unique with their voices.
I feel like that's a thing that's happened for a while. I can point to a couple of movies probably that came out in like the 2010s. I can probably find one or two in the 90s and absolutely can find one or two in the 70s or 80s probably pretty quickly where like you could tell that they were going for when they did an animation film, they were attaching big, like huge Hollywood names to it, and it always felt it not. And I'm not insulting anyone's performances or anything, but like it's jarring sometimes to like it's like I've only ever seen seen them in this one movie. Now they're an animated elf, and their voice, nothing about their voice sounds like an animated elf.
Yeah.
It just I'm now,
You want to know where that completely
like
did not work? Princess Mononoke. The English dub version of Princess Mononoke was just absolutely star-studded for its English voice cast. And it flopped. Absolutely tanked in the States. Because the studios just didn't believe in the movie. It was supposed to be Spirited Away before Spirited Away was Spirited Away. It was supposed to be like the big push into the US market for anime.
That's the one that they were going with as opposed to it being, Spirited Away.
But like the studio just didn't believe in it, so they didn't give it any marketing. They didn't give it any theaters. Mm-hmm. So like you couldn't watch it and nobody knew it was coming out.
We don't believe in this, so we're not going to help it in any way, shape, or form.
I love when a studio does that. to a beloved IP.
But yeah,
I mean, beloved now. To be perfectly honest, it's a numbers game. They, picked wrong, I guess.
so yeah, some of the names in the English dub for Princess Mononoke, Billy Bob Thornton, Minnie Driver, John DiMaggio, Claire Danes, Gillian Anderson,
Okay, out of
Keith
all of them,
David,
one.
Tara Strong. But
That's
like,
pretty.
Okay,
That's pretty stacked.
two
yeah.
of them. But two of them are legitimately good voice actors, and that I'm aware of. I mean, again. Yeah.
Gillian Anderson
Um,
is an
but
incredible voice actor.
she has done some like video game work and stuff, and
She's,
some animated stuff too. That's right.
you know that she's also British, right?
Yes.
And she
Yes, I'm
has
well
an
aware.
accent,
Yes,
but like not in anything that we've watched her
I've
in.
heard her actual accent.
Her American accent is spot on.
Oh, wow. And with that, you have wasted another perfectly good hour with us here at today's theme. Thank you for listening. And if you're still here, help us out and hop down below the video, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, especially if you are a marine biologist, and poke that noti bell.
Give us some
And
dolphin
it'll let you know
facts.
when we post new stuff. I've. What was that? What did you say?
Give us some dolphin facts about how terrible they are.
Or tell us how.
Or don't. I want to sleep at night.
Thank you again for listening. I've been Mara.
I've been Asher.
I've been lost.
Kick those buckets, cheese bags.